Welcome everybody, namaste. Today in our asana class, we're going to be practicing and working on twists and lateral extensions and some balancing practices that we will do on the arms, some basic stuff. All right, so let's begin by chanting. So come to your comfortable cross-legged position and you can cross one leg in front of the other. I'm having my right shin crossing in front of my left. Let's go ahead and come to a nice straight spine and wrap your shoulders down and back, lift your trunk up. And I'm sitting on a bolster to support my hips. It feels really nice and easy to help myself lift my spine up. So you might want to consider that as well. And let's go ahead and just gently connect to the breath. Become aware of the breath. If you feel like closing your eyes, I welcome that. And let's go ahead and just inhale any way you like and let your belly fill, your lungs fill, your chest fill, and then your upper chest fill. And then exhale, give a nice sigh out. Let's try that again. Inhale. Now I'm going to breathe through my nose and have a nice extension. And then softly, when I come to the end of that inhale, exhale all the way out. When I exhale, I want to bring my belly in. And let's try that again. Inhale. Exhale, let it go through your nose. Good. And then maybe notice the difference. Just 3 simple semi-deep breaths have brought into this moment for you. Inhale again. And gently exhale. All right, let's begin by bringing our hands to our heart and we'll chant our Oms. And we're going to chant Oms with the 3-second O and the 7-second sound. So really let the sound come from your belly, rise up and release out of your throat and neck. Good. Rest your palms together at the heart center in the Anjali Mudra. The mudra is these hands positions that we use in yoga to create a mood and to create a certain type of emotional awareness around the practice. Good. So let's go ahead and inhale. Om. 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 Just feel the vibration of the chant in your body, in your mind, in your breath. Today we're going to chant the student teacher mantra. It's in the very first module. There's a recording, but you can just repeat after me. So I'll do the first line and then I'll leave a space for you to repeat. And you can just repeat it based on what you hear. That's really important, feeling this oral transmission of the chant. So the meaning of the chant is, it's a protective chant. It's a protective mantra that brings in protection for us, teacher and student. It also brings in nourishment so that our practices together will be nourishing and beneficial to one another. It also asks for us to have strength and energy to do our practice, to do what's necessary. And then it also asks that we may never develop any hatred or any animosity towards each other. It's a very beautiful prayer or recitation or mantra in Sanskrit, and it's commonly taught before any type of learning. So let's go ahead and practice. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanao bhunaktu sahavidyam kadavavahai tejasvi navadhitam astu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And once you've completed the recitation, inhale and then exhale, bow your forehead down. Good, preparing for our asana practice. And a little bit of pranayama as well, a little bit of breathing too in today's practice. Okay, let's go ahead and release the hands down. If you'd like to rub your palms together, you can do that as well and place the hands over the eyes and give yourself a second to transition. Okay, let's go ahead and extend the legs out and let's switch the cross of the legs. So bring the opposite shin in first and then the other shin in front. And you may notice I'm angling and arching my ankles. So coming into what's called Sukhasana. And for here, we're going to go ahead and start with the twist. So we're going to inhale, reach the arms all the way up, reach up. Good, and then exhale, let's bring the hands to the heart and listen to your breath descend down. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach. First, we're just opening up the lungs and the rib cage, and then exhale, release the hands to the heart in that Anjali Mudra. And then again, inhale, reach. And then exhale, let's come down. And then now from here, we're going to just turn to the right. And lift your spine, inhale, squeeze your belly button in, come to a nice straight spine, and then look all the way over your right shoulder. And then from here, let's inhale, lift the back of the neck, and then exhale, stay in the twist, but just turn and look over the opposite shoulder. And stretch through your eyeballs, look all the way over to the opposite side of the eye socket. And then let's go ahead and inhale. And exhale, and then slowly unwind. Let's try that again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands all the way down to the heart, and then start to turn and turn towards your left and come to the twist. Don't come to your maximum. Allow it to kind of open up through the energy of the breath. With that exhale, you can start to twist a little bit more. Stabilize your hips, and then inhale through the nostrils. Exhale through the nostrils, allowing your jaw to be soft, your tongue also relaxed, and notice if you're holding any tension in the shoulders. So the spine is lifting, but the shoulders are descending down. And let's inhale again. And then exhale, let's go ahead and turn and look over that opposite shoulder, and then squeeze the eyeballs in the sockets. And in a sense, like a corkscrew, you're just sort of wringing out all the energy around the spine, the organic organs, the organic body, it's called, all the way up to the crown of the head. Good, and then exhale, let's go ahead and release. Okay, let's release the legs back out again and give yourself a little stretch, and then rotate and articulate your ankles a few times. Good, let's crisscross the legs again. And we're gonna learn the Ujjayi Pranayama a little bit. It's a type of breathing that brings in concentration, and we'll do it deeper also later on. But I'd like you just to bring it in right now to introduce it to you. So this breath, it is a breath that is a little bit higher up in the chest, and it sounds a little like a hissing sound on the exhale. And there are multiple ways to do it. I'm just going to show you a basic way. And the hissing sound sounds a little bit like, you know, if your head was in like a, like, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Like Darth Vader, he has like a whole helmet on. So if you're breathing inside a helmet, that's the sound. So it sounds like this. I'm going to inhale through my nostrils. And then at the top, I'm going to close off the back of my throat, and I'm going to breathe a hissing sound towards the back of my throat. And as I do that, I'm going to squeeze my belly button in. This breath allows me to slow my breath down quite a bit. And this is one of the actions we really want to improve, is the slowing down of our breath. So let's try together, and you'll be able to, hopefully you can hear it on the mic. Let's inhale. Close the back of the throat and create a hissing sound, like you're sort of leaking out the air from a balloon. And then now inhale a normal breath. And exhale a normal breath. Let's try that one more time. Inhale, breathing up. Now exhale, pause, close the back of the throat, create that audible sound, like the sound of the breath is moving towards the upper palate. And let's inhale a normal breath. And exhale. Good. This breath is called the victorious breath because it brings victory in yoga practice, which means a stillness of the mind. Victory, or something that's victorious in yoga, means that the mind is quiet, that there is not a lot of emotional turbulence, that you're very calm in that inner world. And so this breath allows us to access that. So we'll practice that in our meditation later on as well. So let's go ahead now and come off of our support, and let's practice some more asana. So let's go ahead and stretch back through the right leg in case you want to iron out any of the knee or the back of the skin. And then let's try the second leg, the left leg. It's still hot today, so I'm in shorts. So let's go ahead and take the knees apart and bring the big toes to touch. Let's stretch all the way into child pose. A beautiful posture in order to lengthen the spine, open the hips, and bring a sense of interiorization of one's experience of the world, right? So we're sort of looking inward and downward towards the earth, and really connect to that feeling of being on the earth. Feel the earth element below you. What are the qualities of the earth element? The earth is stable, generally, right? Unless there's an earthquake. And then when the earthquake happens, everybody gets quite afraid because the earth is moving and we depend on the earth's stability to bring us our own stability. It provides structure. And it's also something that we can connect to when we're feeling overwhelmed or scattered or discombobulated, just connecting to the earth and bowing down. Okay, let's go ahead and start a lateral extension. Let's inhale, look up, and let's walk our hands over to the right. And let's lengthen and stretch out through the left side of the body. And stay here with your breath. And we'll move a little bit quicker now coming up. So allow yourself to enjoy this more slower pace. And then let's go ahead and come back to the center and walk all the way to the other side, the left side, and lengthen to the left side of the body. Let your breath really articulate through the back ribs, through the side of the ribs, and feel that extension of the chest into the hands, towards the hands. Good, let's inhale and come back to center again. Stretch out one more time, lengthen. And on the next breath, come up onto your hands and knees. And let's go ahead and extend the right leg back. Again, stretch it, and then repeat the left leg and stretch back. Let's bring the knees together. We're going to sit into the Vajrasana, stretch out through the front of the feet. Let's go ahead and interlace the fingers from the palms to the ceiling. And here again, lengthen out through that the whole side ribs. Feeling this nice extension. And from here now, we're going to inhale. And exhale, we're going to just twist to the right. So let your left arm lead the way. Your right arm draws back. And then if you notice that you start to turn the knees, stabilize the hips down, and just turn the trunk. And let's come back to center, reach up, and then exhale, let's turn to the other side. And when you're practicing here, you can also bring in that Ujjayi Pranayama, the breath that we just learned at the beginning of class today. And in order to help you slow down your breath and also help you focus if you're feeling distracted or if there's a lot of disturbance around you. Okay, release it. And come back to center, reach up, and then inhale and then exhale. Now we're going to twist, bring the hands to the side and take your left hand outside your right knee and twist again in this Vajrasana position. Look over your right shoulder and imagine that you're just kind of bringing stimulation to the central nervous system that runs up the column of your spine. Good, and then let's reach up. Push the palms together and exhale, just go to the other side. Inhale softly, deeply. Good, let's go ahead and release. Let's go ahead and come off of the front of the feet. And again, stretch the right leg back. And then stretch the left leg back. Come onto the hands and knees. Let's come to a cat-cow, look up. Lengthen through the front of the chest, exhale, round. Push the floor away. And then again, inhale, arch, look up. And then exhale, round. And then inhale, let's arch up. And exhale, round. Lift the navel. Bring your chin inward. And let's go ahead and stabilize. Good, now sit back on your heels really quick and then just release the wrist a few times one way, a few times the other way. And then come back. Now we're going to do a little bit of the arm balancing that I mentioned before. So let's go ahead and stretch the right leg back. Press both hands down evenly to the heel of the hand. And let's like inhale and raise the right leg up. So here's first final balancing. We're going to sort of press the floor away, activate the back of the leg, the back of the hip. And then now from here, squeeze your belly button. Take your right hand to take all the weight and reach your left arm forward and come into that balanced position. And you can come into that Ujjayi Pranayama here, inhaling and exhaling. And then from here, let's go ahead and inhale. Let's bring the elbow and the knee into the chest and then exhale, shoot those limbs back and out. Inhale, come in, and then exhale out. Inhale and exhale. And then one more, inhale, lift, and exhale, come back. Now bring the left hand to the floor and you're going to take your left ankle to the outside of the mat. Turn and release the right foot down. Come into that supported Vashisthasana. So sort of like a side plank. Reach the right arm up and then inhale if you'd like. Lift that right leg up. Balance. And breathe. Come to that Ujjayi Pranayama. Good, let's look down at that left thumb. Bring the right hand down. Look forward, square out your hips, lift the right leg up again, reach the left arm forward, And then release both of the limbs down. And then press the floor away, lift the navel up towards the back rib. Now inhale, arch, look up. And exhale, round again. Good, and then one more, inhale, look up. And exhale, let's round. Let's try the other side. Bring the knees maybe a little close together. Find your center of gravity. Press down to the knees evenly, and then slide that left leg back. And then inhale, lift the leg up through the right inner thigh. Try not to overarch the lower back. That's the challenge for me. And then balance on that left arm, reach the right arm forward, and then exhale. Good. So you can lengthen the back of the neck. Breathe here again, inhaling. It doesn't really matter how high you lift the leg, as long as you stay even in the hip. And then from here, let's go ahead and inhale, draw the knee and the elbow in, and then exhale, reach. Inhale again. Exhale, reach. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Inhale. Exhale, reach. One more, inhale. And then exhale, let's reach. Now place the right hand down. Slide the right ankle over to the right a little bit. And now you're going to balance and stack your hips. You can have the left foot down to begin with. I'm going to give you my back side so you can see the pose from that side. Reach the left arm up. This is the posture you can stay in. Otherwise, lift the left leg up. Use the left pinky to lift the foot up. Breathe here. All right, let's look down at that right thumb. Release the left hand to the floor. And then re-square out your trunk and your hips. Reach the right arm forward. Balance. And then release the right hand down and release your left knee down. And then from here, you're going to scrub the hips, the feet, the hands down, and then lift the hips, come into your downward facing dog. Press the heels down and back. And you can go ahead and walk the feet a little bit to and fro, bending the knees. Good, and then from here, everybody bend your knees a little bit and just take a few little baby steps and walk your feet towards your hands carefully, coming into a forward bend. Now place your hands on your shins, look up, and then exhale, you're gonna fold down. Bring your hands to the floor or your blocks, and then take your left hand to your left hip. I'm gonna turn this way so you can see. Left hand to the left hip. You're gonna bend your right knee and you're gonna twist. You're gonna turn towards the left and raise the left arm up. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale again, lengthen the lower back. And exhale. One more breath. At the bottom of that breath, release the left hand down, and let's go ahead and switch. Bend your left knee, take your right hand to your right hip. We'll show from the side now. And we're gonna sort of gently twist to the right. You can also have your block underneath your hand. You've got the left hand in line with the left foot, so you can be here. And then from there, we're gonna swoop the right arm up. Let's come and twist. Lift the kneecap a little bit on the right leg. Reach out and lengthen. Turn and twist. If you have any strain in your upper arm, shoulder, you can keep the hand at the hip and turn that way as well. One more breath. Okay, good. And then exhale, let's go ahead and release. Fold back down. Walk your feet a little closer towards your hands and fold down another time. Good, and then from here, we're gonna bend the knees and then sweep the arms up and come up standing. Take the hands to the heart. Bring your feet together now and the knees together. We're gonna come into chair pose and we're gonna practice with a twist. So inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, we're gonna bring the hands to the heart, come down into that chair pose, bend the knees, and now turn to the right. Take your left elbow outside your right knee and wedge the palms together. And if you can, try to keep the knees even. Often like one knee's gonna come in front, right? So try to keep them even, stabilize your hips, and then come into that prayer twist. Breathe here. Okay, good. Release, come up standing, reach the arms up. And let's try the second side. Exhale, bend the knees, and then twist to the left. Stay with that breath. Again, you can come to that Ujjayi sound to keep you focused. One more breath. Good, and then inhale, let's come up standing. Reach the arms all the way up, and then out to the side. Catch your breath here, inhale, and exhale. Yeah, let's practice Hopukaranam. So take your right foot outside of your left knee. So we're twisting in the legs in the spinal column. So bring your left hand to your right ear, right hand to the left ear. Look about 5 feet in front or 2 meters. Inhale, lift your pelvic floor as you come down, and then exhale up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Let's release and then kind of untangle ourselves and go standing. Regulate your breath now. Let it fall into its natural pattern. You're at the top of your mat and you're just standing in your mountain pose. Again, connecting to the earth that is this mountain pose. It represents that stability, that structure, that stillness. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and move into some Surya Namaskar with variations that are going to include twists. So let's inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, let's fold down, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, step your right leg back. Come into your low lunge. And then inhale, raise the arms up, come up into Anjaneya. From here, we're going to inhale and exhale, bring the hands to the heart, and you're going to twist to the left, and you're going to hook that right elbow outside the left knee. Good, and turn. Press against that front foot, inhale, rise up. And exhale, let's bring the hands all the way down and step back to downward dog. You know, walk your feet in a little bit, even if your knees bend a little bit, that's okay. Like if your hamstrings feel tight today, just stretch out through the upper back. And then walk the hands back a little bit, coming into like a shorter down dog. It's almost like the halfway between a forward bend and a downward dog. And then from here, you're going to put your weight on your left hand, and you're going to bring your right hand to the outside of the left ankle or leg and twist, turn, and look under your left shoulder.
Good, let's release and switch. Replace the right hand, take the left hand outside of the right ankle and turn. Look under the right armpit and breathe here. Coming in again into that Ujjayi Pranayama if you can. Inhaling, creating that sound in the back of the throat. Let's try one more. Inhale. Good, it's a release. Walk the hands bow to the front of the mat. Walk your feet back. Come into your full down dog. And then from here, we're going to raise the right leg up. We're going to lift it and just kind of get a stretch in that right inner thigh. And then use the lift to swing the right foot up to the right thumb. Release the back knee down. Come into that low lunge. And then inhale, raise the arms up. Come up into that Anjaneya. Anjaneya. Inhale, exhale, hands to the heart, twist. Take the left elbow outside the right knee. Press the palms together right at the center of your chest if you can. Rub the hands, the feet forward, that front foot. Good, and then from there, let's go ahead and release. Bring the arms back up, balance, and then exhale. Let's release the hands to that front foot, come back into that low lunge, and then step that left foot up. If you can, take a moment and lift the leg up and then bring it down next to the right. And then fold here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Heel toe your feet a little wider. And from here, we're going to come into a squat position. Bring the hands to the heart. You can use the block to support your hips as well, or you can sit up on your toes. If you can do the full squat, try that. And then bring your right arm outside toward the inner thigh, the inner knee, and reach the left arm up. Let's breathe here for about 3 breaths. Good, release back the hands to the prayer position, the Anjali Mudra. Let's try the other side. Sweep your left arm wide, right arm comes up. Breathe, look up at the right thumb if that's okay. Good, let's release that right hand down, come back into your prayer position. Inhale, look up, and then exhale. Let's go ahead and straighten the knees, fold back down, bring the feet a little closer together. And then from there, we're gonna bring the hands to the waist, everybody, and inhale, let's rise all the way up, come up standing, keep your arms up to the ceiling. And then exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Good, continue, one more time on the left side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, let's fold, Uttanasana. Let's look up halfway. And now this time, bring your feet together and you're gonna bend your knees and you're gonna come into a toe stand. So now it's like a squat, but it's actually the feet are together and we're gonna be lifting the heels up. Bring the knees forward and slowly take your hands back, bring the hands to the heart and balance. Lift your pelvic floor and you can come into that breath, the Ujjayi. Good, then from here, let's inhale and exhale. You're gonna turn and you're gonna place your hands to the right of your thigh and come into a little twist here. You can wedge your left arm, like the tricep, against the outside of the right knee. Good, and then just twist. Lengthen through the side body. Good, now we're gonna come up and balance. So inhale again, come up. Start to slowly balance. Bring the hands back to the heart. Inhale and exhale, let's turn to the left. You can lift your pelvic floor. Place the hands on the outside of that left thigh. And then again, turn and twist. So from the back side, you can see that I'm lengthening through this whole right side of my body.
And I'm gonna look over the left shoulder a little bit. Keep the knees as even as possible. Good, let's go ahead and unwind. Again, come back to center. Try to balance. Place the hands on the hands together at the heart. Inhale. And then from here, we're gonna exhale, release the hands down. Come in at forward bend, fold nicely, relax. And then from here, step your left leg back behind you. Come into that low lunge. This time, heel toe your foot to the right and bring the elbows on the inside of that right knee. You can use the help of the block. You can also place the hands down without doing it with the elbows. And then from here, let's rest the left elbow or left hand on the floor, raise the right arm up and twist. Breathe and lengthen. Good, and then exhale, let's release down. Start to climb yourself up. And then even out that right foot, right in line with the right knee. And then inhale, let's press up. And exhale, twist again. Take the left elbow outside the right knee. Wedge. Good, nicely breathe through the nose. Good, and then slowly release up. And then exhale, let's release the hands to the floor. And go ahead and step yourself back to downward facing dog. Walk it out. Stretch out through the spine. Good, then bring your knees to the floor, everybody, and then bring your chest down. Rest all the way to the floor. Bend the knees a little bit. And we're gonna lift the chest off the floor and come into a little arc. Press up. Maybe reach the head back. Good, exhale like a little push-up. Draw down, release the legs. Good, and then press the floor away, come into the downward facing dog again. And now from here, lift your left leg up. Come to that split. And send that left leg all the way up to the left thumb. And bring the right knee down. So come into a nice long lunge. Heel toe your left foot wide. And then bring your left hand inside. Come down into that lizard expansion. Breathing. And then resting your right elbow or right hand down, turn the left arm up. Good, release down. And then slowly, let's kind of bring that left foot in line with the left sit bone. Inhale, come up into the Anjaneyas. And then exhale, turn and twist to the left. Good, release. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, let's go ahead and bring the hands down, step forward, and take a nice little lift of that right leg. And then release the right foot down next to the left. Come to a nice fold. Relax a little bit. Good, come halfway up. Bring your feet together, bend your knees. Bring the hands to the heart, twist to the right. Come into Utkatasana again. And then inhale, exhale, twist to the left. And then come back to center, raise the arms up, reach up. And then exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Good, let's practice some lateral extensions. So standing with the feet together if you can, or feet apart, whatever feels good on your hips. Let's inhale, reach the arms up and interlace the fingers, press the palms to the ceiling. Let's go ahead and lift the kneecaps And inhale, exhale, stretch out to the right. And come up, stretch out to the left. Come up, inhale, exhale, release. Again, inhale, switch the cross of the fingers. Exhale, lift up. Good, inhale, exhale, turn towards the right. Inhale, exhale, turn to the left. Inhale, so come back to center and stretch to the right. Stretch to the left. Good, reach up, arch back a little bit. Good, exhale, sweep your arms to the front now, shoulder height. Inhale, reach back, interlace. Arch back a little bit. Exhale, bring the arms out in front. And then sweep to sky. Inhale, exhale, back to center, interlace, arch back. Good, and then exhale, big sweep of the arms. Bring the arms down to the side. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Lift your chest, arch back. Good, just lift and hold for a second. Lower back is lengthening. Chest is expanding. Good, and then go ahead and just come up to standing. Come to Tadasana, the mountain pose. And then rock yourself back to the front of the mat. If you move, inhale, reach up. And then exhale, let's go ahead, squeeze, fold down, squeeze the belly. Let's step the right leg back. And then this time, just come into a high lunge. Come into like a runner's lunge. Keeping the right hand down, it can be on your block or on the floor. Go ahead and just sweep the left arm up. Come into a lunge twist, the Parivrtta Parsvakonasana. Reach up. Lengthen and stack your rib cage. Good, and then exhale, reach the left arm down and then take the right arm up. Keep lifting to that back knee. Good, again, release the right hand down, switch, left arm comes up. If you like now, you can go ahead and turn that the left hand away, the palm away from you and sweep, and then let it rest against the inside of the right hip bone. And then reach the left arm up. You can also just sweep it back. And then exhale, let's release it down. And then one more time, right arm up. Good, and then release the right hand down. Let's step that left leg back. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, come to plank. Bring the knees down if you like. Chest. Come all the way down. Bend the knees. Slide the hands back again. Press the pelvis forward and down. Lift and stretch the arms. Arch back. Good. Exhale, come down, release the feet. And then press all the way back and up. And come into the down dog. Good, stabilize here. Now from here, raise your right leg up. Reach it up and turn the hips so that they open. Bend the right knee now. And then turn your torso. Twist and look under your right leg. Do this, raise the right leg up now, and then use the lift of it to sweep the right foot up to the right hand. Good, and then left hand down, right arm up, twist. Release the right arm down, left arm up, twist. Release down, twist. You can take the bind if you like on this one. And then release. Right hand down, twist. Good, let's release down and then have a nice little step up and fold. Let your breath come to a natural flow. Relax in the forward bend. Good, come up halfway, bring your feet together, bend the knees, Uttanasana. Inhale, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, rise up. Good, and then exhale, big sweep to the side. Left side, inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, squeeze the belly, come down, Uttanasana. And gently look up. And gently look down. Step your left leg back, come back into that high lunge again. Good, so let's go ahead and separate the feet, maybe a little wider apart. We're gonna come up and try to balance. So look forward, firm out your hips, bring the trunk up, bring the hands to the waist. Back leg can be bent or straight. The key is you wanna keep the pelvis neutral, so there's not too much arch in the lower back. Good, and let's go ahead and raise the arms up, come and balance in your crescent lunge. Come to that Ujjayi breath. Good, from here, you're gonna turn to the right. So take your right hand, let it touch the back of your left leg, left hand outside of your right thigh. Turn, look over the right shoulder. Good, let's go ahead and release. Now take your right hand inside of your right big toe and turn your left heel down and come into Parsvakonasana. Reach the left arm over the left ear, or it can be lifted up. Reach, have the knee behind the ankle or on top, either one. So let's windmill the left hand down to the floor. Take your right hand outside the right big toe or outside the foot, and then go ahead and step all the way back. Inhale. And exhale. Let's go ahead and bring that trunk forward, lower to the floor. Good, bend your knees. This time, maybe reach back and hold the ankles. If not, don't worry about it. Just practice the same variation we've been doing. If you're holding the ankles, lengthen the lower back. Press the pubic bone down and lift the hips, lift the ankles, lift the thighs, lift the chest. All right, good. Let's release. And then everybody go ahead and press yourself all the way back up to the downward dog. Coming back to that nice slow exhale. Let's raise the left leg up and then swing the left foot forward. Come into your high lunge again. So just pause in your runner's lunge. Again, you can have your hands on your block underneath your hands. Good, then from here, square out your hips, firm the back legs. Let's go ahead and press ourselves up. Come into the crescent lunge. So go ahead and balance, readjust as you need. And then inhale, let's raise the arms up. And inhale, exhale, let's go ahead and twist to the left. Take the right hand outside the left knee, left hand to the back of the right thigh. Bottom of the next breath. Reach the arms back up again. Inhale, stay with your balance. And then exhale, squeeze your belly, lift your pelvic floor, bring that left hand on the inside of the big toe. Drop your right heel down. Reach that right arm up and over. You can also have it on just lifting. You can also have your block helping you. And if you don't have the block, just place the elbow on the thigh. Good. Inhale. Reach that right arm up. Release it down. Take the left hand outside of the left foot. Square out the back foot, and then step that right leg all the way up to the ceiling. And then release the foot down next to the left foot. Hold down. You got your breath again one more time. And then come up halfway. Inhale. Bend your knees. Sweep the arms up. Come to Utkatasana. Inhale, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, exhale, come up, twist to the left. And then inhale, exhale, rise up. And then come into Tadasana. So just stand calm for a moment. You can feel all the energy moving through you. Good. So let's go ahead and get our blocks intentionally now and place them at the top of your mat. I'm going to put them just outside of the top of my mat. We're going to practice Ardha Chandrasana, and then we're going to move into the revolved version. Okay, so let's first go ahead and start out standing. We're going to step the left leg back. Come into your triangle pose first. So we'll come into half moon. We're going to inhale, exhale, reach out. Bring your left hand to your left hip, and you're going to reach out to the right block. Step the left foot in, walk your block forward, and come into the half moon balance. Reach the left arm up, if that's okay. Good, and then we're going to step all the way back. You can bring the block with you and come back into triangle pose. And then come up. And then step your left foot up. And let's go ahead and switch. Take the right hand to the right hip. Step your right leg back. Good, so have a front heel to back arch alignment. Inhale, reach down to the side. Exhale, lift the kneecaps. And release and lean over that left leg. Now let's go ahead and look down. Bend your left knee. The right hand can come on the hip. If you have the balance, you can keep your right arm up. And you're going to reach out, lift the back heel, walk in, and then start to balance over that left leg. Come to that breath of the Ujjayi, the victorious breath, to help you focus. Good, and we're going to slowly come back. Bend the left knee, step all the way back. Bring your block with you, and come into the triangle again. Good, come up, lengthen your lower back, and let's rise all the way up. And then take a nice step forward and come standing. Good, now have both of the blocks right at the top of the mat. And we want to measure. So I'm going to reach down, and I would like my block to be underneath my shoulders. So if you can see here, the blocks are too far in front of my shoulders. So I'm going to walk in. So my shoulder and my wrist are in the same line. Right, so I'm not too far forward, I'm not too far back. Good, and so now I'm going to try to bring my feet together at least hip distance. And we're going to come into a warrior 3 with support, and then we're going to twist. So we're going to press down evenly through both hands.
We're going to bring the right leg up. So this pose can be challenging. Bend the left knee if you get a cramp in the outer left hip. And then if you don't, just practice extending through the leg. Don't hyperextend the back of the knee. Allow there to be a little bit of a muscular grip. Okay, good. Now from here, we've got the right leg going up, right? And now we're going to release the left arm down, and we're going to reach the left arm out, and we're going to try and twist. Squeeze the outer hips together, coming into the revolved half moon pose. Let's release the left hand down, just a really short hold, balance, and then release the right foot next to the left. So that might have felt pretty challenging, and it's sort of meant to be. It's not an easy pose, but at the same time, it's not also incredibly difficult. Let's inhale and exhale. Let's try the second side. Now we're going to take the left leg back, reach it back, and stabilize. Again, you can bend the right leg, really bring in some action of the muscles of the leg. Square out your hips. And let's connect to the breath, to that Ujjayi breath. And then from here, release the right arm, sweep it to the side. Maybe if you can, you turn your trunk, press to the left heel, and breathe. Good, let's go ahead and release the right hand down, square out the hips again, and then release the left foot next to the right. Look up and then look down. Go ahead and fold and cool off a little bit. And we get that another standing twist position. Good, bring the hands to the waist, everybody. Let's come all the way up. Good, and just feel the benefit of the pose. We're gonna do one more standing twist. So from here, let's go ahead and step our left leg back. And let's align the heels. Bring your hands to your waist. And we're gonna inhale, look up. And then exhale, we're gonna reach the left arm forward and bring it to the ankle. You can also grab your block, place your block on the big toe side or the little toe side of the block of the foot. And we're going to start to turn. Left hand down, right arm up. Good, your outer right hip is going back. The inner left thigh is going back. Come to that breath. Good, look down at that right big toe, release your right arm down, and then sweep your left arm up and come back to your mountain pose. Let's go ahead and switch the block and come to the other side. And from there, let's take the hands to the waist, inhale, and exhale, step your right foot back. Again, it's a little bit more shallow stance. In triangle, you know, I tend to open my legs a little wider, which you don't have to do. And then, but this position definitely is more narrow because I don't want my hips to come out of alignment. I want my hips to stay pretty even. So play with that distance. This is too close, but then this is too far, right? Because it's going to take the right hip back. So find that neutral leg position. It's generally like 2.5, 3 feet. And then turn that right hip forward. Good, let's bring the hands to the waist, lengthen lower back, and you're gonna just kind of dip back, raise your right arm up, and then exhale, squeeze your belly, and start to lean, and bring your right hand to the block. It can be the ankle too. If you don't need a block, you don't practice a block, you can just bring the hand to the floor. And then from there, begin to sweep your right rib cage down and turn your left arm up. If you notice you come out of alignment and you do have a prop, go ahead and try to use it. And then come to that Ujjayi breath.
Good. Bottom of the next breath, look down that left big toe. And then you're going to just use that right arm to bring you up and then step your right foot next to your left. Good. Go ahead and back up a little bit. And we're going to come down to the ground and we're going to go down in a certain way. So inhale, reach the arms up. Interlace the fingers. Good. Lift the heels up off the floor, balance, settle your mind on this, the task of trying not to fall. Good. And then now bend your knees. Come all the way to the toe stand. And then bring your knees to the floor and come into Virasana 2. Reach the hands to the side, turn and twist. Awakening the ankles and the toes and the soles of the feet. And then reach up again, interlace, and then exhale, turn the other way. Good, reach the arms up again, interlace the other way. And then from here, now we're gonna lean back and sit back and bring the legs all the way forward. Come into your Dandasana. Inhale, and then exhale, let's roll all the way down, down, down. Bring the arms overhead. Inhale. Hold your breath now. And exhale. Good, reach the arms all the way down and then sweep both knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. And you can go ahead and just wiggle your hips, your side to side, your legs, and we'll massage on your lower back a little bit. Good, now stabilize and then bring your arms out in a 90 degree to your trunk. And we're gonna take Jathara Parivartanasana. And so let's bring our thighs as close as we can to the chest for now. And we're just gonna rock our knees to the right arm. Good, and first pause, take the right hand outside of the left knee and stack the knees. And then lengthen to the left side, the whole left side of your body. Your left shoulder may come up, like in my body, it comes up. But maybe in your body it doesn't. You can make the adjustment. Now I made the adjustment. As long as my knees are stacking, and then lengthen the lower back, press your sacrum forward, and look over the left shoulder. Really coming to a deep stretch. And coming to that gentle Ujjayi on the exhale. Good, one more breath. Just feel the loosening that happens with the breath and holding the pose. And then now from here, let's reach the right arm out and then squeeze your inner thighs together and let's bring the legs all the way up. Inhale again. And exhale. Good, let's come to the other side. So we're going to, I like to lift my hips up a little bit and then so I can frame my hips so they'll stack evenly. And so let's lower down, bring the knees over towards the left inner elbow. And then again, you're going to slowly look over the right shoulder. Again, keeping the knees even as much as you can without letting the lower back to come into that slippery slope where you're overstretching the sacroiliac joint. So maybe the right shoulder doesn't come down, maybe it does. You can make that adjustment and just allow yourself to twist and turn. Bring the left hand outside the right knee. Breathe, move into that soft and long Ujjayi Pranayama where you're breathing into the back of the throat, that hissing sound. Good, last breath. Let's inhale. Exhale, send the breath to anywhere you feel particularly tight. And then release the left hand out off of the right knee, and then squeeze the thighs together. Let's inhale, rest all the way up, come up to center. Maybe readjust your pelvis so it's even. And then again, give yourself a little bit of a hug. You may notice that the exhales are dramatic, when you come out of these twists. And that's the sign that your nervous system is moving into the parasympathetic, that you're balancing out between the sympathetic and parasympathetic, allowing your nervous system to come into that quietness, and that's what's called the rest and digest aspect. For your body to really to digest its food, it actually needs to be relaxed. One of the responsibilities of the nervous system is to relax you so that you can digest. But if you're eating, in a rushed state, or maybe if you're having an unpleasant conversation, or you're watching a lot of news or things that are disturbing, that's going to disrupt your digestion and create a digestive fire that will be weak and won't be able to properly assimilate your nutrients. I know it sounds kind of wacky, but it's really true. All right, super. So let's go ahead and bring the arms out to the side again. And now we're just going to swing the knees to the right, let them hover, and then swing them to the left. Let's just do that a few times. And just sort of iron out your lower back, twist, and then bring in some strength to the muscles of the side body. And breathing. Good. You may feel that the side of the body opened up a bit with holding the Jathara Padasana. And there is really no English translation for that, except for some sort of a supine twist. Let's go one more time each side. Stretch your arms to the side. Good. And then just release back into the neutral. Give yourself a hug. And then bring your hands behind your thighs, and we're going to roll all the way up to seated. Good. And let's sit up tall. Now we're going to do some seated twists. And first, we're going to extend the legs out, come into your Dandasana. If your hamstrings are really, really tight and you feel that there's such a limitation to do that, you can sit on a pillow, or you can sit on a couple of blankets or towels and stretch that way. And that's going to help you keep your spine a little more elevated and your pelvis more comfortable. So try that out if you find that you do have really tight hamstrings and it pulls on your back and it feels really horrible. Let's bend the right knee. We're going to come into Marichasana, which means it's this. Marichasana was a sage, an Indian sage, so they named this pose after him. So we're going to bring the right knee up, and from here, let's reach the right arm up, and we're going to start to reach and turn back. You'll notice I'm holding my left knee with my left hand. Reach back, place the right hand behind your hip, and then reach the left arm up and sweep, and exhale, cross the arm around the outside of the right knee. And you can use your right hand to kind of move your belly flesh to the right. And let's go ahead and turn, and then bend the left elbow and come into what's called the Abhaya Mudra. And this mudra is a hand shape that its definition is to have no fear. It's a protective mudra, and it brings in protection against our own fears, or whatever fears that we have. So let's turn, twist, lengthen, and breathe. Okay, we completed 3 rounds. So let's go ahead and now release, and now sweep your right arm up, reach that up, and bring it on the inside now. And then you can turn to the left, and you can practice the Abhaya Mudra again. Turn, look over the left shoulder. Keep this left leg engaged, oftentimes when we're not thinking about it, it'll just kind of lay there. So you can bring in a little bit of engagement. Turn. Good. And let's go ahead and release. And let's go ahead and stretch out that right leg. And you can massage the knee if you'd like. And let's try the second side. Bend your left knee. And let's go ahead and sit up tall. And then we're going to reach the left arm up and back, turn, reach the right arm up and back, lean back, and then hook. Turn the weight. You can again grab your belly flesh from the right side and move it to the left. And then come to the Abhaya Mudra. Firm your right leg a little bit and look over the left shoulder. And then come to the hissing breath, the Ujjayi Pranayama. One more. Good. And then gently release. And then right away, just swing to the right. Hook your left elbow inside of the right knee, the left knee, sorry. And then twist to the other side. Inhale. And then exhale. So you feel the relief presented from the twist in the other direction, right? So this sort of coiling, turning, wrapping, like this corkscrew, we're loosening up the channels that are tight, right? That are stiff. And if you have a diet that is it has a lot of meat, a lot of fried foods, a lot of alcohol, you're going to feel a lot of tightness in especially this mid-region, this mid-range of your trunk. So if you're feeling, if you do that, have that kind of diet tendency and you're feeling tight, you might want to consider the idea of maybe having more plant foods and less foods that create an inflammatory response. All right, super. Let's go ahead and release, and then release that left leg forward, and then go ahead and just lean back, drop your head back, have a nice inhale. Good. And then let's go ahead and come up and let's do another pose of seated position. It's called Vajrasana. And we're going to lean towards one side and we're going to bring the feet towards the opposite side. So it's kind of like a mermaid pose. So this position sometimes makes us lean out towards the right or left a lot away from the feet, depending on a bunch of things. It can be tightness. It also can be the length of the limbs. It can be a lot of things. So first check it out. And if you feel that you can have your knees going straight forward out of your hips and they feel pretty comfortable and you're not leaning too far to one side, then you want to lean to the other side. Okay. If you do find that you're really leaning, then you would want to put a pillow or some type of a cushion just under this right hip. Like I've got my legs over to my feet towards the left. And so I'm going to just put my right hip on top of something that elevates it. And look, voila, how cool is that? Now my hips are pretty even. I'm not toppling and I'm able to have a nice relaxed spine and I can enjoy this twist and lateral extension all together. Okay, so what we're going to do, the feet actually, which I forgot to tell you about, they're crossing. So my right foot is at a right angle and my left is completely straight and it's resting on top of the arch. So the ankle is on top of the arch. Okay. And the twist comes towards moving away from the feet. So my feet are here and I'm going to turn and I'm going to twist towards the other side. I'm taking my left hand outside of my left knee, my right knee, sorry. And you can turn the palm up. My right hand is reaching back. Since I have the bolster, it's placed on the bolster. If you can touch the floor, touch the floor. Turn. And then last bit of the pose, we're going to lift our head up and look up. So we get the lateral extension and we also get the twist all together. And let's slowly release. Ooh, I felt some heat coming up out of that one. Twists do release heat, so you may feel that you're getting a little bit hot. Okay, so this side I'll do it without the support. And let's go ahead and take the feet to the other side. And you can lift the hips up, slide them side to side. And again, come to that nice little T, that T position with the feet. And then lean towards the feet first, and then sweep the right hand outside the left knee and begin the twist. So there's a twist and then a lift to the chest for Ujjayi. A beautiful pose. Breathe nice and long. You can come to your Ujjayi to bring that focus and that stillness in the mind. You can also listen to the breath. Good. And then let's go ahead and slowly release. And then go ahead and shoot your legs all the way out again. And now we're going to come down. If you have blocks, you can place the blocks underneath the shoulder blades and the head. If you don't have a block, go ahead and you can grab a blanket and you can roll your blanket in like a little sausage. And you can place the blanket underneath your shoulder blades. It could be a towel too, of course. And let's go ahead and just lie down. Bring a slight lift to the chest. Your legs can be straight. They can also be in the Baddha Konasana. They can also be in Sukhasana. Whatever feels good. If you want to do both, you can have your block underneath the outer hips, the outer thighs, for support of the Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. And you can use support underneath your back. So that's one, I'll offer that one. Let your arms be in little cactus arms. If you're on support of the blocks, just have them relax to the side. And twisting can really stimulate a little bit of heat. It's like the heat is coming up and then it releases. So you may notice that. You may also notice that it improves digestion. You may feel hungry depending on what time you're doing your practice. So you may notice that your digestion kind of becomes a little bit more fiery and is looking for some nutrition. You may also notice that you allowed yourself to have an internal massage of your organs. And all of these benefits allow us to not only improve our health, but also improve the stillness of all the distractions that the body sometimes gives the mind, right? The discomfort in our digestion, or sometimes the distraction that it may cause, the lack of peacefulness. So twisting is excellent for digestive health. And this becomes, for yoga practitioners, it's pretty important because the yoga practitioner wants to develop a mind that is calm and still, and also not prone to reactivity and lashing out and regretting things that we say or do. Having that ability to, have that pause before we react, not be triggered, those kinds of things. So the yoga practice can help us develop these responses because of creating that conductivity of our systems, the cardiovascular system, the digestive system, our endocrine system,
on and on. So as you settle here, just allow your practice to distill a little bit. And now let your breath just be free and natural of its own rhythm. And anytime you feel like coming out of this supported resting pose, please do. And you can just lie flat on your back for the next few moments. So just allow yourself a couple more breaths on your own. Just really moving into the depth of the breath. And then once you've concluded that second long breath, let's go ahead and transition. Whichever position your legs are in, you can meet them out to be extended if they were bent. And if they were straight, you can go ahead and bring the knees into the chest. And then everybody go ahead and slowly, you have to make yourself up off the prop, depending on the prop that you're on. So for me, I'm remove the block, and I am now going to come up slowly. I'm going to roll to my side, roll to the right side. And if you do have the blanket or the towel underneath your mid back, I would remove it for a second and then just lie back down. Bring the knees into the chest and just let your spine neutralize. And then once you feel that it's settled, you can go ahead and then roll to your right side and then come all the way up. And let's come to seated position. And you can sit on your cushion, you can sit on your blanket if you have something. I'm going to sit on the bolster. And let's come back to where we started in our Sukhasana, in the cross-legged position. And then just let your spine lift naturally. And we're just going to sit quiet for a moment to conclude our practice. Little by little, we're just sort of dipping into slow transitions, slowing down, not rushing off to the next task. And we can do that through different practices. So we're just going to sit quiet for a moment and listen to the breath. And we'll actually just do it for 1 minute. So I'm going to time it. So a 1 minute sit. And let your hands rest on the tops of your thighs or near your knees. And gently close your eyes. And allow your breath to breathe you.
And go ahead and come back to your breath. Have one more nice long breath. Good. So, and then open your eyes. So that was 1 minute of quiet sitting. And you may have noticed that your mind went somewhere else and it was really hard. It seemed long. Maybe it seemed short. I don't know. But we'll continue that. So let's go ahead and conclude our practice by bringing the hands at the heart. And we'll chant a closing mantra. Repeat after me. I'll leave space behind each of the lines. And this closing mantra allows us to send us good thoughts around the realization of truth and knowledge and a long life. So let's begin with Om together. Inhale. Om. Repeat after me. Asato Ma. Sat Gamaya. Tamaso Ma. Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma. Amritam Gamaya. And join me, Om Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. Inhale gently. And then exhale, bow your forehead in. And I'll see you in the next practice.